What
Hello,
up?
hello. Happy Monday, guys. So it's Ebony. Oh, we got Fleshy Tom today. We've got Flesh Tom today.
Yes, I'm in my
And-
flesh form, my felt form.
And
He's
we
behind
have
me.
more.
He's lurking behind me.
Well, yes, that's appropriate. And then we have Maureen, our new addition.
Yay!
All right. Go ahead, Tom.
Since we're not doing the good omens, I figured we should still have Maureen because I enjoyed having her around,
Yes, of course.
Since we're taking a break from struck content on Amazon to do Wheel of Time stuff.
And that is our area of expertise anyway. So
yeah, that's true.
And we bring everything back to Wheel of Time no matter what we watch.
It's true story. It's a true story.
All right. So we have a special guest with us today.
Let's bring her in.
Let's bring her
with all the fanfare from my graphic that I still haven't made. Oh my God, here she comes. It's amazing. Oh, there she is. Look at her. Yay.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome.
Yay.
Excited to be here.
Yes.
Yes. The season 2 trailer was fucking awesome. Like
it was.
Yes.
Honestly, like the season 1 it's like season 1 had a lot of issues, most of them from like COVID and Barney, like leaving and stuff like that. But the season 2 trailer like really reinvigorated my like excitement for the show. Like I'm super excited for season 2 now after seeing that trailer.
Absolutely. I think it absolutely the first time I watched it reinforced the greatly improved post-production value.
Absolutely.
You could see all that effort in a 2-minute trailer.
100%.
Yeah, I've even seen a lot of fans saying that they are tempted to watch season 2 even though they didn't like season 1, just because how awesome that trailer was. And I was like, okay, that's good if it's gonna make them give it another chance.
Absolutely.
Right.
Season 1, honestly, and this is just me talking out of my ass, but I honestly think that all of the issues that we had with season 1, like the slight disjointedness of the story, some of the unpolished things from some of the scenes. One thing that we have to remember is that they had to go back and re-edit almost every episode after Barney left because the final 2 episodes were supposed to be Matt focused, not Perrin doing like the Matt stuff.
Right.
So they had to make it make sense that Matt wasn't going to be there and like build on Perrin a little bit. So and they couldn't reshoot anything because Barney was gone.
Yeah.
Which
so
I'm worried. Like, where are you, sir? But that's a whole nother show. Actually,
fun fact, Barney's legal team put out a message that I saw. I had the clip of it, but lightning struck next to my house a couple of days ago, and every circuit on my circuit breaker popped, and something happened with my computer, and I lost a bunch of files. And for some reason, like the permissions on some of my programs changed, which is weird. And I don't have that file anymore. But Barney's legal team put out a thing basically saying that is incorrect. So that a lot of people were assuming that he didn't come back because he didn't want to get the vaccine, but that was incorrect. So
yeah, I never thought it was that. I'm just concerned because he disappeared.
Yeah, he is doing a movie, an A24 movie. They're filming an A24 movie right now. I'll look it up when we're chatting about the stuff.
Okay, yeah,
I'm
please
pretty sure he's doing an A24 movie right now. So at least he's doing okay.
I just want to make sure. Yeah, I want to make sure he's okay. That's all. Just make sure he's okay.
What I do want to say though is for everyone watching, we spoke with some people that are close to the Wheel of Time show a couple days ago, last week. Excuse me. And we agree. We came to the conclusion that we were going to continue talking about the Wheel of Time show. in light of the strike with SAG-AFTRA and the WGA, since the Wheel of Time show is not technically a SAG-AFTRA production, that it wouldn't technically be crossing any kind of picket lines to talk about it. But also, people involved with the show asked the content creators and the community specifically to continue talking about it because they can't. So like the media isn't going to cover a lot of the Wheel of Time stuff because the actors can't talk about it. So like, usually like when they're in the media, it's like the actors, just press junkets and stuff like that. So they can't do that. So they actually specifically asked us to talk about it. So that is what we're going to continue doing. We're going to talk about just the Wheel of Time season 2, season 1, but not any particular companies. That being said, I do have a link here I'm going to share in all our chats. If you are financially able to, consider donating to this this fund. This fund goes to WGA and SAG-AFTRA people who are hurting in the with the strike. So if you're able to donate, go ahead and donate. If not, just share that link around. Maybe someone else can. Any kind of promotion helps for them. Yeah, that's it. So let's talk about Wheel of Time.
Yes. So Tom did so much work, guys. I'm so impressed. I'm always impressed with Tom because this is like his wheelhouse. This is what Tom was meant to do. But all right, show us what you got.
All right. So I did my sister from another Mister, Beth Doman, and I kind of had a idea at the same time where we were both like, we were watching the trailer. I think it was on Leafcast. We were doing Leafcast. So for those who don't know what Leafcast is, go check out Way of the Leaf on, I see what you did there, Noman Garden. That's good. I like it. Go check out Way of the Leaf on YouTube. They do a first time reader show and a tavern talk where they talk like spoilers and everything like that. But we were watching the trailer this weekend and we were like, someone should cut together all of the season 2 footage that we've seen of all of the scenes that are kind of like from the same scene, but different parts of it. So I did that. I did that with, so far, Nynaeve and the Accepted Test and Lan. Things with Lan and kind of also Maureen.
Daddy Lan.
Yeah.
Daddy Lan.
We don't get a butt rock, but we get some beautiful pectorals.
I was going to say, there's a lot of chest and shoulders, and that's nice.
He does have
do you have the butt on the button that you can just push sometimes?
Yeah. I do, but not in this brand. I need to switch to a different brand to get it. But I do have a GIF of his butt because why not? So which do you guys want to do first? Do you guys want to talk about Lan or Nynaeve and the Accepted Test?
Nynaeve and Accepted first.
Yes.
Nynaeve and Accepted? Okay.
It's going to lead into some other things, I think.
Okay. So I'm going to add a video to the stream now so that we can watch. What I did was I put on the lower right where the clips that are currently on the screen came from. So you'll see trailer, NYCC Comic Con, which is a teaser reel that they put out. And then they did a behind the scenes kind of reel back at Jordan Con 2019, 20.
I want to say 20.
Maybe it was 21.
I don't know. Time is not a real
I don't know. It was a while ago because it's been like a year and a half since season 2 was announced. So some of it's from the behind the scenes reel, which you'll notice because you can see like cameras and shit. And then some of it's from New York City Comic Con teaser. And then some of it's from the trailer that came out last week. So without further ado, it's a very quick couple of clips in the beginning and I'll go back and we'll go scene by scene, but you can see it says trailer on the bottom right. And then we get New York City Comic Con, shirtless Lan, Nynaeve coming out of the thing. Okay, so that's the full clip. And now we're going to go slowly. So I took everything with Nynaeve and I put it in the order that I think it might happen in. So we have Nynaeve hugging Egwene in the White Tower, probably, right? Because Egwene is in Novice White. Is that what we all think?
Yes.
What do you guys think of this Novice White that she's in?
I feel like she just came up from the kitchen because it looks like she's wearing an apron.
I was gonna say, I don't think it would
That's
be
true.
part of the dress because it's gray, and that would show
Right.
partiality to the gray Aja, which
They don't
No.
do.
wouldn't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
No, they
fair.
wear white. They wear white, and there's a
That's
white
fair.
Aja.
And
So I
there
bet
is
you this
another season with Nynaeve where she's in white with a green apron. So I
Yeah,
think the aprons denote kitchen work.
That's right here.
Yeah.
It's
great.
great.
It's great.
My bad.
Also gray.
Yeah.
But that
My
and that
bad.
looks like it could be Alana, maybe Priyanka.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely. Yeah.
Mhm.
She's got some nice earrings. I like them.
She's so stylish. She's a green.
Actually, so Noman Garden just pointed something out. So Nynaeve isn't in white in the scene
No.
here where she's
No.
Yeah, she's in yellow.
maybe
Which makes me think that this is after Nynaeve's test, but before
After the
Egwene goes to
test.
hers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because
see
Or just
Noman
like,
Garden.
yeah, Nynaeve is coming out, and Egwene is like, "Oh my gosh, you survived! Fantastic! I'm so happy you're here."
Mhm.
but wouldn't she still be an
There
accepted?
you go. There. Now when I put up people's things, it won't hide Jessica's face. It'll just hide my face.
Oh, I'm not worried about that.
I
Yes,
am, though.
in the books, when they come out, they wear accepted colors, but
Right.
I bet you that's one level of detail they don't
They-
need in the show.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
they don't. They could just have it go to, and I feel like in the books they were allowed to wear their own colored dresses sometimes. So maybe she had a
Maybe
day
this
off.
is after. Yeah, okay. I mean, she's got that belt on. Like you can kind of see it here. It's like a
Mhm.
really wide leather belt, and we're going to see that again in a minute in another shot. So, all right. So this could be after the test. Now we're thinking because maybe Egwene's like, "Oh my God, you survived! Yay, you're alive! I love you! Oh my God, I'm going to do it now, and it's going to suck." All right. So then we go. Nynaeve's in the kitchens. This is because she's in white, so this has got to be before the test,
Is
right?
the collar on
Mhm.
this the same as Egwene's?
Oh, that's a
I
good
think
point.
so.
Let's check. So we got that collar, and then
Okay.
same collar.
Yeah. So that's gotta be before the test.
Yeah, same collar. Yeah, definitely. Okay. So then, if you look here, see that she's got that belt
That
again.
belt. Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's probably I don't see any bands of color or
Yeah,
anything
I was
like
gonna
that.
say
But it still looks like the novice dress.
it
Yeah,
does.
so this could be and here you'll see that again in a second. So I put this before the test where a lot of people are thinking that this is something that maybe she's doing inside the test.
During.
Is
During the test.
that Taylor though?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yes, that's Taylor. I can't figure out who the person here is in the foreground, but there was definitely Dusty Wheel discussion about that being Maxim.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely Taylor because like look at this face. Watch, hold on.
And relax.
I cut that from the
Nice.
Jordan Con AMA they did because like look how sexy he is and listen to his voice. Wait.
And relax.
God, it's so hot. Anyway, yeah, I think that's definitely Taylor, aka
Maxim.
Maxim. Yeah. But if
So
you
the-
look here, this could be the warder training ground, right? Like you on the left hand side there.
They're
You
in a
have the-
building though.
Yeah, they're inside. So like this could be like a like a little area that maybe is inside of the warder quarters.
Like in X-Men, like the War Room in X-Men.
Yeah, kinda.
But
Like-
go ahead.
No, I was going to say there's the sword rack there, and then there's an archery target there. So that's
Yeah.
definitely like a training ground, like of some
Yeah.
kind.
Mhm.
So do you think maybe in this version Lan is willing to teach her?
Just like Arosa said, and Noman Garden said that I 100% agreed. I think it's either Lan or the other warders teaching her how to fight with her hands, feet, sword, weapons, like whatever, because she has a block.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
A lot of the neckbeards were angry about this because, this is that famous scene where Nynaeve fights with a sword. And I'm like, it makes perfect sense that, yeah, exactly. It makes perfect sense that she would train with a weapon because she has a block. She can't channel all the time. And she could be shielded. You know, we've learned that Aes Sedai lose the ability to channel often.
And we
So-
also learned in season 1 that she'll do whatever it takes to survive. You know,
Yeah.
she will not shrink back.
And she knows how to use a blade. She snuck up on Lan with that dagger and had it at his throat before he even knew what was going on. Yep, she did kill that Trolloc in episode 3. That's right, Arosa. Good job. And she looks like she's going to kill some Trollocs in this trailer too, which we'll see in a second too. All right, so we have this brown belt again, which looks like it probably belongs to her because she's wearing it. I think at least, I'll leave it up to you guys, but she's wearing it in this scene here. Kind of looks like you can see it.
Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, once they were accepted, they were allowed to have some of their own things, right? It was as novices, they could have nothing of their own.
Yeah, I think if they went out to out to Tarvalon, they could wear
right. Maybe that's what that. Well, no, I don't.
And again, she skipped that whole novice step, right? Like,
she did.
Presumably, she's arriving as a civilian and going to test straight to accepted.
That wouldn't be before the test. Then
it could be
with the green dress.
With the green dress, because they took Egwene away right away to put her in her white, but they took Nynaeve to go do the test as soon as they arrived.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think they're going to make her a novice or make them both like accepted. And I think they're just going to adapt that. It's too convoluted.
And
like, Egwene has to go here and Nynaeve has to go here because they're 2 different levels and she's going to go to this part and like, no.
So Arosa, yes. So the accepted, they had better rooms. They didn't need to do as many menial tasks, I guess.
Right, because they were supposed to be studying to figure out which Ajah they wanted to be in.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, do you guys remember, I think they also got to pick some of the things they wanted to study? That was like a big thing?
Yes, because that's when the Aes Sedai, I think, started paying attention to them.
Yeah.
To try to start to sway them.
Okay. All right, so we're going to come back to this door in a second, but right after that door opens, we get this shot of Nynaeve. Same dress, same belt.
Same belt, yeah.
Practicing sword Nynaeve. So then we get a first look at the Terangrial, which looks pretty awesome.
Makes me so happy.
What did you guys imagine the Terangrials looked like reading, and does this match any part of what you thought?
No.
So I had the big white version, or the big white book version in my head, where they show the very angular, smooth.
Yeah.
So that in my head, that's what they look like.
Okay.
This looks more like the twisted door frame Terangrial that they went in Ruidian and the Stone of Tyr.
So for me, I don't have a very good visualization mechanism. It's just something I lack sometimes. And I pictured this as a twisted door frame, like a la Beetlejuice. Something you would see in the Beetlejuice movie. So anything they show me is going to be better than, the cartoon characters that I drew in my head.
Fair enough. And I have I think this is the art from the big white book.
Yep, that's it. So that's what I saw in my head.
Okay.
Because they put it in there, like
right, exactly.
That's fair. I mean, and it's the only thing that we had up till like this point. So
yeah,
right.
They do nickname that book the Big White Book of Terrible Art for a reason, though.
Yes, but it's so terrible. It's good. Like we were so desperate for anything.
Right, exactly. It's got some value.
Yes.
So what did you say, Numengarden? The belt is not the same in season 1, so I wonder if it's just part of the general costume upgrade, or is Nynaeve rebelling against wearing all white? Yeah. I mean, entirely possible that she's just like, I'm not going to wear all white. I'm wearing this belt. Because that's Nynaeve.
Well, and also as a wisdom, she's used to having a belt, pouches, all kinds of gear on her. She would feel naked without her pouches.
And I feel like in the book, they let her keep it as accepted. She was allowed to keep all her potions and everything, because I remember Yellow Aes Sedai commenting on it.
Because it was part of their dialogue to point out it as her crutch.
Yes.
For her block. That she was still relying on these things.
Okay. Oh, well, Numengarden, you might want to continue following the Dragonmouth social media, because we don't have copies of the original one, but we have the reprinted one that has like that colorful book cover that we might be giving away soon. So keep an eye on that.
Nice.
All right. So let's go back for a second to the door
Okay.
because I really like the door.
Now,
Yeah,
I will
absolutely.
say this door is what I thought a Waygate would look like.
Does it
With
have
all the-
7 spokes?
Yes,
Sure
well,
does.
Yes.
well, just it being a door that opens and there's like a piece in the middle that turns.
Oh,
That was-
and this is 100% a serpent biting its own tail. Like if you on
Yes.
the right hand side of the circle, you could see the head there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Yep. And you could see in the wheel itself. There's
Another. Is there
it's-
another one?
it's scaled. Like you could see the.
Mhm.
Hmm.
That's pretty cool. So
That is really cool.
so the door is even the wheel of time. Oh god. Interesting. Interesting. It's got an interesting mechanism too, because it's a mechanical like door, which is like, almost like a ship's bulkhead door, where they
Yeah.
spins. I wonder if it's like any kind of terangrial work here that like locks or something. That would be
I was
cool.
gonna say if there was ever a room you wanted to lock in the White Tower, it would be the one where people could fall into these and never come back.
For real. All right. So then we get a pretty decent shot of the other side of the door in a second here, right about there. You can kind of the fire from the inside kind of illuminates the scroll work on the door. So I could see why you said this kind of reminded you of what you thought the
Waygate would look like.
Yeah.
Like so based on the description of the first one they go through that's under the store and where were they?
That was
Were they-
in
I can't remember what city they were
Camelin.
in.
Well, they
Was
were in
it
Camelin.
Camelin?
Camelin,
Yeah. But just the way they described it as splitting down the middle and
Yeah.
opening. So
And
to me
opening.
that is what that is more like what I envisioned.
I can 100% see that.
Yeah.
It's funny you should mention that, Nomen Garden. I'm going to come back to that in a second because my wife had a similar thought when I was showing her this before we jumped on this call. All right. So then the next scene that we get to, and this is all from the trailer still. I haven't done anything here from the anything else yet. Now, we do have this shot right here. So let me pull up another image.
Is
real
it
quick.
open to the sky?
That was going to be one of my next questions.
Because it's supposed to be in the basement, but it looks like maybe it's on the top of the tower. Like,
Or maybe that's another terangrial. That's
maybe.
oh, and you know what I'm looking at right? No, it's not. No, never mind. I was gonna say it looks like it might be kind of like that image from the Big White Book, but no, it's not. Like for a second, it looked like they might be linked like that.
Yeah.
But you can actually see the other arch on the left-hand side of the screen and the right-hand side
But
of the screen.
I can see why you thought that because at the very top in the center, it does look like it's
it does look
touching
like
another one.
Yeah. So here, hold on. I have a still of this image. Let me pull it up. There we go. So that we can zoom into sections of it. So who is that? Is that Varen right there?
Maybe.
I
She's
think
got gray hair. That's a gray-haired Aes Sedai.
I think it's Varen, Lyanna, and is it Leandrin to the right?
Yeah, that's definitely
'cause-
Landon.
Yeah. But we still haven't gotten Elida. I don't think we're getting her.
You don't think Elida is going to be in it at all?
I want her to be in there, but I'm like, to be fair, we haven't really gotten Elaine either, so we're not going to get Elida without Elaine. So never mind.
That's fair.
Nomen Garden saying it's Shiriam.
Shiriam. Okay.
So Shiriam,
Which she was the mistress of novices at the time.
The mistress of novices is there for all the tests, isn't she?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes
Okay,
sense.
and that definitely does look like Leanne.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's in blue.
Yeah.
And it kind of looks like the third one's in green. Or that could just be my imagination, like a dark green, but it also looks black. Never mind.
It looks black.
They
Could
would've
be
worn
brown.
black.
But she is wearing a ring, so
Yeah,
mean,
you definitely could see the ring on her.
Shiriam is technically blue, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
That
That's
could
right.
be a dark
Shiriam is
blue. That could be a dark blue.
Yeah.
A dark blue, if you will.
It's funny because it's true. Okay.
I know.
All right. So let's go back to our clip. There we go. And we'll go back to the section that we were at. All right, so we were here. All right, so yeah, I don't think there's anything else too pressing in this. Did you?
Mm-hmm. Just where's that light coming from?
Yeah, where's that light coming from? It is interesting. I mean, I guess it's not fire for sure, but I mean, they can channel like
right.
light.
They could do anything. They could do anything.
Are those weaves? Like, are they wiggly?
Where?
At the top?
At the top. So it's not sunlight.
Hold on.
It's a big ball
Let
of
me pull up
weaves.
the image again so we could zoom in.
Ooh, that would be fun.
Doesn't it look?
Like
Or
up
is
here?
it? Or is it a rock?
I think that's a rock.
Yeah,
It
no, that
looks
looks
like a ball, and it looks like it's got underneath it.
Huh.
Maybe it's a rock. Maybe it's a rock.
Yeah, I think it's a rock. It looks naturally formed, though.
Right. It does. It does not look like it's not smooth like it was carved. But the Ogier, I guess, could make it look natural like that.
Yeah, and they also Aes Sedai helped build the tower, so
Yeah.
could be
Yeah, no,
one
I'm
power work.
Yeah, I'm just really curious now as to what that light is.
Yeah. The pillar itself looks really cool. I just want to look at that real quick. Like you could see kind of a couple of sides of it from both here and here. It's a little dark. I brightened up the image as much as I could without distorting it. Like you could see it's kind of distorted over here from messing with the contrast and the size and stuff. But the like scroll work, or maybe I don't know, or is this like another snake? These things, like they kind of look like they might be scales.
Maybe.
Well, I feel like the scroll work was easier to see in a future clip.
Mm.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about, Tom?
Perhaps. Let me. I took all of the accepted text clips. Oh yes, I do. Yeah. Okay, let's go back to the actual clip. All right, hold on. Let me pause that. So
Not to be pushy, but it got me really excited. So I was like, I hope we have that clip.
So this is back to Noman Gardens. Could be Rima too. That's true. Could be Rima. The gray-haired whatchamacall. So I added this Egwene bit in here, and this is where my wife said that she thinks maybe because I put this Egwene clip in here because it looks like it might be the
same room.
Same room, because you can kind of see the door behind her, where you could see like that little half circle taken out of the left-hand door. But if these are rooms in the basement of the White Tower, this could be like Noman Garden and my wife Erin said, a Terangriel / Angriel Sangriel storeroom with the same door.
I would imagine they would have all the same doors down there. I'm trying to remember if they mentioned seeing other doors walking there. I feel like they did. I feel like as they were walking down the halls that either Nynaeve or Egwene commented about doors. Like they were going down a hall. Yeah.
Originally, when I put this clip in this thing that I made, and I'll put this whole thing up on the Dragon Mount YouTube when we're done with our live. This one ends the other one, which is going to be the LAN one, when we're done here. But yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is her with the accepted test or if it's a different room.
Do you think they're going to give us 2 accepted tests though? Like, are they going? You think so? You think they're gonna give us 2 different ones as opposed to an accepted and Aes Sedai test?
I think so.
I had thought that maybe we will see that Nynaeve has already tested 2 accepted, and she's comforting Egwene, who's nervous for her accepted, and we'll get flashbacks of Nynaeve's.
Okay.
Without actually seeing it.
That makes more sense because I can't imagine they would spend the time to like give us a full accepted test and give us another full accepted test.
That's fair.
Like, but flashbacks to Nynaeve's accepted. But I feel like, I mean, they're both relatively powerful tests, but I feel like Nynaeve's packed more punch because I guess it was the first time of us seeing it. And
so
that's a good point on the garden, though.
I was thinking that too, though, because Nynaeve's accepted test feels so prophetic because you know all the players already. Egwene's accepted test is no less powerful, but you kind of need to wait for some stuff coming in upcoming books.
Right.
Like I went back and reread Egwene's accepted after certain events transpired further along in the series.
Mhm.
And I'll leave it at that because I don't want to get too spoilery.
Yeah.
But so I feel like
think
right
if I had to
now,
pick between the
Nynaeve's,
two, I would pick Nynaeve's.
yeah, because I think everybody understands the stakes for Nynaeve's test at this point.
Okay.
Right.
Interesting.
Right. But with Egwene, like, I mean, they're giving hints, but it's only real. I feel like you might not get all the hints unless you've read the book.
Yeah.
Right.
make
With
sense.
Egwene.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I just don't think they're
hold
going to
on.
want to drag it out. I think they would just want to handle it all in one big bunch. Like, all right, everybody go test for accepted, and now let's move on. Instead of
Okay.
next season, oh, we're back
so
here, and now we're going to watch Egwene's
Well,
test.
Well, I don't know that they would. I just feel like we're not going to get two full tests. I think like Jessica said, one test is going to be flashbacks, and one will be a full test.
I like that thought that it's going to be a flashback of Egwene's. But here's a furtherance of this scene not being Egwene's accepted test. So here, look, this is a still image of that shot, and you can see very similar looking room. The lighting is very different though. So here, pay attention to the lighting on Nynaeve to Egwene where she's standing, but also look at this. This is not in this statue, which is kind of hard to see, but let me see if I can brighten this. Let me see if I can brighten this up a little bit.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Let me see if I can brighten this up a little bit.
I'm an old lady, Tom. I can't see that. That is all darkness to me.
Ebony just beat me to the punch. I'm like, I'm wearing the wrong glasses for this, Tom. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's going to make it a little bit better.
I mean, we believe you, Tom. If you say there's a statue there, there's one there.
Yeah,
but I mean,
it's there.
With the lighting alone, she definitely does not have a skylight in that room. There's no light.
It could be
coming from the
nighttime.
top. I mean, that's fair. That's fair if that is really a skylight and it is outdoor light and not something. I guess maybe they turn the light off when people aren't testing. I don't know.
Okay. So you can kind of see that statue a little bit better now. It's still really hard to see. I'll see if I can get a better image of it and post it on the Dragon Mount social media later. But it looks like a woman holding her hands over her head like this. You could see kind of the outline of the breasts and the two arms and the face looking down, and maybe even some hair dangling in front of the face. It's interesting. And then it's repeated on the other side of the room. Okay. There's another one on this side of the room. Okay. You can kind of make it out here. It's still really dark. Okay. Then what's the next image? Oh, let's go back to the trailer. So we'll go back to the little clip, which picks back up here. All right, so then let's go forward from here. So then we have this shot of Leandrin, which looks exactly like what Leandrin is dressed in here. Yeah. So I think they're trying to trick us with putting Egwene here.
Making it like she's watching her.
Yeah, instead of what she's really doing, which is in Nynaeve's test. All right, so then here's a good shot of... This isn't the one that you were talking about. I know which one you're talking about. It's at the end.
Yeah.
It's
but this was a good ratchet up, like we saw the dark doorway and then we see this with a hint of the weaves going around it.
No belt.
No belt. I think that she stripped down to her shift instead of being clad in the light, which I'm totally fine with.
I can, So I'm glad that I hope they don't go too heavy with nudity and gore and violence like they did in, because I feel like it was shoehorned into Game of Thrones. Like so far, I think all of the sex and violence that they've had in season 1 really accentuated the scenes that they were in. Like Dana getting stabbed through the heart, from behind. That was like a great scene. Like that was perfect for that moment. We didn't need her head getting decapitated or some nonsense. I feel like would have been if it was a certain other show. Anyway. And then this must be Liane, I guess, if we're still on
I think
that.
so. Yeah. I mean, it looks like her. She's tall.
Yeah.
Or the other lady's short. But it looks like her.
All right. So then this is also, this next scene is also from the trailer. So there's a quick clip here. You'll see it in a second. The image of the person in the center of that bubble. Now, do we think this is the accepted test? Because we do know she's not supposed to channel.
But she does.
But she does.
She does.
So obviously Trollocs, right? Yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be.
Yeah, they got hooved feet. We got some horns on the one that's like going like this.
Mhm.
Yeah, I hope so too. I hope that's. But also, this is a like
Fraction of a second.
Yeah, here. Look,
Yeah.
hold on. Let me play that clip so that you can actually see how long that's supposed to be. Like, you're not supposed to sit there and stare
Yeah.
at this
Right.
frame. It's like one frame of a Trolloc.
So,
So, like-
that clip.
Oh gosh,
right
wait,
there,
is that in the background? Does that look like Emmons Field? Is that a
Yes.
house? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll go there. So like if you go forward, you can see her in the middle of the thing there,
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
and then you
Yeah,
can
we're
kind of see the
screaming.
building.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
But then, so here, look, let me hold it here because right here it illuminates the majority of the building.
hmm
So definitely Emmons Field because the architecture.
yeah.
They know us. They know us. They're
They
just trying to
absolutely
save.
know us.
They're trying to save money where they can. Like, listen, this is just 2 frames. We don't have to edit it fully.
So this ties into what my theory is of what's in her hand, and I can hold on to it. But this scene and the one immediately before it with the poor previs feeds directly into my theory on what's in her hand when she comes tumbling out of the doorway.
Okay. We'll get to, and that's at the end of this clip with which is also has your most excited little bit about the thing. So you can see the building now behind her. It's a little darker now, but could be like a barn or something. It's got big doors on the front of it.
Yeah.
She's a little angry there. Trollocs, I got to kill him.
Imagine Nynaeve angry.
And then
Who'da
I'm
thunk
sure
it?
this is Maureen's probably favorite, right? Yeah.
Oh, so this has to be when she's in Malkir with Lan at the end. Her last trial. Like, because the stone doorways lead to what was, what is, and what will be.
Mhm.
So
and
this is the what
Emmons
will be.
Field was
Mhm.
actually what was, or what is. I'm sorry, they put it in the middle.
Yes,
And remember,
you're
the
right.
what was her facing Agenor in a maze,
Right.
which I'm not seeing any kind of indication that that's going to happen. So they might even cut. Some
Well,
of the
that-
testing.
Well, yeah, they're
Or
going
they're
to have
holding
to
it
change
back
it.
because it's got to be a surprise.
That's my theory.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, but-
Okay.
But that's-
I think they're changing
Facing
it. I
Agenor?
think instead of using Agenor,
uh-huh.
they're going to use an established foe, which is
Okay.
Trollocs.
Okay.
Okay.
But
Okay.
still, this I'm sure is
Yeah.
her in the fields of Malkir. And then as we get to the next clip, we'll see what she's
Yeah.
looking at.
Oh yeah, here we go. And then there he is.
And there it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's our.
The implication that we aren't married might upset our children, my wife.
This made this whole night worth it. So
Mm-hmm.
And so most of this is from most of her stuff is from the trailer. Then this clip is from the New York City Comic Con teaser, and then there's like a half a second in here that's from the behind the scenes. But I threw it in because why not? So we have
and thank you.
Lan with
thank
his. Oh yeah, because it's another shirtless bit of him.
you. Mhm, mhm.
So we have his Heron Mark blade, a very katana-esque looking version of the Heron Mark blade. Lan practicing in the fields of undamaged Malkir. And then here's the behind the scenes bit. But we do get the full body shot of Lan, so that's nice. Daniel Henney is fit. He is a fit man. Like, look at his arms. His arms are humongous.
Yeah.
I'm curious to know what his workout routine is. Because these actors' workout routines are nuts.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean-
In her vision for accepted, I was just gonna say, I don't think he would have been in his warrior gear. He
Mm-mm.
would have been in
That's true.
his
Yeah.
king outfit. He would be regal
Yes.
and he would be
Right.
stunning,
Yes, 'cause
not working out.
Wasn't he just kind of looking for her and then
Yeah. He
in the
gets off his
book, he
horse
was-
and finds her in the
Yeah.
wildflowers.
I was
Okay.
like, what are you doing?
So Arosa, it looks like Arosa and Nomen are in agreement with you guys that this could be maybe when after Moiraine meets up with Rand and Lan, him teaching Rand some stuff, because he's got to teach Rand before they get to Falm, because he's got to know how to fight with that sword before he faces Turok.
Yeah.
I mean, the wheel weaves; it'll be fine.
Yeah.
And Nomen Garden, Lan in Black. We'll get to him in a second too, because in the Lan clip, I think I know what bit you're talking about, and I have that in the Lan clip, so we'll check that in a second. All right, and I think, is that all we got? No, then here we go.
There they are.
Yeah. They look
I don't know.
pretty awesome.
But is it scales or is it script or is it both?
I think it's just ornate carving.
Yeah.
Infused with power.
Oh yeah, like that's them activating the Terangrial.
Mm-hmm. And then as she comes through,
you can see something in her hand there.
And so I really believe that that's Trolloc hair. Like she had a full-blown confrontation with the Trolloc. I would think nothing less of her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then that's literally a clump of Trolloc hair.
And you could see it, right?
It's possible.
Yeah.
Like you could see her drop it.
Yeah, that was hair. That was definitely
frame.
hair. Yeah. And she is going to have
big.
Yeah, and she doesn't have to bring something through, but she should bring something through to keep in line somewhat with what happened in the book, right? Because that was the thing. She channeled in there and she wasn't supposed to. She brought something out that she wasn't supposed to.
Yeah. So. And I know that the thorns...
Well, we don't get the thorn scene, right?
Right.
Because the thorn is from the first one. Yeah.
Right. Because the thorns injured her in the book.
Mm. Right. But not to this degree that she would have this much blood.
Well, but I don't honestly believe this is all her blood, right? So I genuinely
that's
believe
what I'm saying. That she's fought with someone. Like
right.
Trollocs.
So I feel like she had a fight with Trollocs instead of introducing Agenor.
Yeah.
But this is all just based on vibe. Like I have no evidence. I mean, don't mind theorizing, but
so theorizing is the tool of any Wheel of Time fan, especially if you started before the books were finished. That's all we got. That is all that's in our tool belt.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's still just two. What was Emma Field fighting the Trollocs, and then what will be is Lan in the field. Are we going to see a third one?
I think they're holding it back. I think they're.
But if they're only doing flashbacks, do we need to see all three?
Well, we know that she has family members that were cast. So I think that
so then that's what it is. Okay.
Those family members represented yet?
Mm-hmm.
The story that she told Lan when Lan was praying in the Aes Sedai camp when they had Logain, where she said her mother and father, the last thing that that they said to her, whatever, like maybe it's a flashback to her parents.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It could also be a misdirect, right? Like the CVs could have been. We know that sometimes they mask who the person really is cast for, but I think that's a good explanation for the what was part of her test as any.
So it could be her parents, or it also could be that. Remember the old wisdom that she told the story about?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
could be that one too.
Because that's the what is in her current test. No, that was the what was in her old test, was that she comes back and there is another woman who has taken over as wisdom
but she's
is
terrible,
terrorizing the town.
Yeah. Right. And she has to leave, right?
And
she abandons them. Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Like this, like just the. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. You could really see the door in the background in this one too.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
That's really cool. Did I? Yeah, I got a clip of that. Hold on. Let me pull up my pictures again. Because I grabbed a whatever of this as well. Hold on. And then the image is right here. Yeah, there we go. Let's zoom in on that bad boy. That looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. I
Kind of
love
interesting how it looks like the weave is tied to her back. Do you see
Oh,
how
Yeah.
like she's like walking through like a net,
like a
almost.
cobweb?
Yeah.
And she's trailing it behind her.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, I love it. I love the architecture of the White Tower. Like, like in the other in season 1 when they had that one clip of Egwene. Oh no, that's in the teaser reel. That when we talk about Egwene, we'll do that. But like, there's a clip of Egwene standing in like a room with like scroll work windows like all around her. Oh, I love the architecture of the of the White Tower. Sorry. All right. So let's see what chat's talking about here. So Noman Garden. Growing so the past will be her growing up with her family being raised by the wisdom present attack in Emmons Field, but then she can't fix it in future land dying possibly in the thing. Mashiara, don't leave. Yeah, that's gonna be
Those
rough.
are really smart guesses.
Oh god. All right, okay, so let's go to now the land clip. Well, actually, before we go to the land clip, was there anything else about Nynaeve, the accepted test, anything that we wanted to talk about with that before we go to it?
Just kind of like wait and see, watch and find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're ready for
Watho, as one would
Yeah.
say.
I was just most excited about the test door frame. You know, I was so thrilled with how those came out visually.
Yeah, we'll go back. We'll go back and look at it again because it is very pretty. Look at it. It's so pretty. And the one power here, if they're channeling spirit and air, like it makes sense that it's still just white because we do see some colored weaves in the next scene. So all right.
That's super cool.
I love it. All right, let's go to hold on. Noman Garden says it's not a door, just a carving on the wall. We're obsessing about the Jordan Con interview. Oh yeah. Okay. Ooh, the Jordan Con interview picture. Let me see if I have. Let me pull that up real quick because I have that right about. Where is it? No, that's last year's. All right, I'll do it when we're talking about the other thing. All right, pull that out. All right, now let's get to the land pick. Now, so like I did with the Nynaeve one, I'm going to just let it play, and it's going to be a little crazy because some of the clips are like 2 frames long, but then I'll go back and we'll watch through it again, and we'll go through it like we did the Nynaeve one. So I put it in the order that I thought it might be in, and this one is the one that has clips from so many different things. We have the behind the scenes clip, we have New York City Comic Con, we have the trailer. There's a lot of different clips here. So I think this is the scene that you guys were talking about where this might be the accepted test. Lan in the
background doesn't match. She was in a field, not a forest.
That's true. Yeah.
That's why I thought it wasn't.
Yeah, and he would be wearing the crown.
Yeah, he would be wearing the crown.
He looks really nice on that horse, though.
He does.
He really does.
He looks good no matter where he is.
Respectfully.
Mandarv is a good-looking horse too, man. Like,
Yes, he is.
The whole scene. It's just, it's so nice.
Yeah, very nice. All right, let's go forward now. So then we have this scene here. This is I took the audio out because it sounded crazy going back and forth between all the things.
I'm sure.
But this is Lan telling him that he says you can't do this alone. That's what he says in this clip.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm just realizing the wrap he's wearing here looks different than what we've normally seen. I think that Lan has a new fit that he's sporting as well.
Because
that looks like the Borderlander, like when they're in Faldara.
Yeah.
See how gray it is here? And then the next scene, it looks very blue. So it's black here, gray here, almost bluish.
It does, but I don't know if that's a trick of the light or not.
Yeah, it might be the same one.
Yeah, I think that might be a trick of the light. It's hard to tell because you can't see the other shoulder well to see if it's 2 straps or one, right?
Because if you look at the sleeves has like a little band on them.
Yep, there's some hemming. Disregard.
No, you're fine. I mean, he's just going back and forth between these 2 pictures.
It's very Asian themed though. The one of the things from the and you know what though, looking at this is not the same clothing. Like look at his shirt.
No, not at all.
Nowhere near.
Not at all.
No.
Yeah, that's not even anywhere near the same clothing. Like, look at like nothing. Even, no, this is a completely different scene here.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you guys are right, and this is maybe something out of that thing, but it really doesn't look like that rolling field of grain.
It
almost,
doesn't.
it looks like.
It doesn't.
When I was watching this, I assumed that this was Lan chasing after Maureen immediately following episode 8 events.
Maureen wishes. Sorry.
Maureen, sorry.
Oh my gosh, my heart. I can't handle it.
I mean, same. But no, I just assumed that was him frantically trying to find Maureen after Eye of the World.
Yeah. The one thing I do want to point out is that the scene where I talked about earlier, where Lan was praying, in the Jordan Con AMA video that they did this year. I think it might have been my question, unless it was just someone else asked the same question, got through where it was like, did he improv that? Because like, where did it come from? Rafe actually said that Daniel Henney improv'd that scene, like he of that, and then later in that video, Daniel Henney talks about how he pulled stuff from his Korean culture to do that prayer. So it's interesting that and yes, the Borderlanders, specifically Shinar, is very like Japanese Korean in their armor and architecture, so it makes sense. And even their people have stereotypical Asian features, so it makes sense that they're even their clothing. It gets down to their clothing and their weaponry, looking like a katana. But it's fun to see them bringing that more and more in to show the differences in the culture, in their clothing, in their behavior, and their praying. I guess if that's how you want to word it.
Yeah, well, if we're going to see Carhian, I think they probably want to make the clothings of other places be very, very distinct.
Yeah.
So,
so Lan's obviously from the Borderlands. He's obviously wearing something from Shinar. And so when they get to Carhian and they see all that, hoopla or whatever, it's going to be very distinct.
So here's the thing. All that time Robert Jordan spent describing dresses, they've got to make them different. Like they've got all the source material they need.
Yeah.
Like nobody has to make anything up. It's right there.
So then Maureen yells at him, the only thing that matters is we have to protect and guide Rand. And then we have this shot of Maureen riding a black horse. Looks a lot like Mandarb.
If she stole Lan's horse so he couldn't follow her.
Could be
I'm already on the record that this is not Mandarb. So I
will say it looks smaller. It looks smaller. Like even the length of its neck.
Yes. So I am a horse person, and I got called out about it, and so I was asked to go on the record. And I'm like, I don't think that this is Mandarb. This is a really different angle, but to your point, the
it's not Aldib.
It does not look like Aldib. It does look too small to be Mandarb. I think that the dimensions, the head to neck ratio, the animal in general just doesn't look like the same one.
So what do you mean? Are you like an equestrian? Like what are
I am a reformed horse girl.
Oh, okay.
So do with that what you will, but I don't think that that's Mandarb.
All right,
I agree. I feel like Moraine would look smaller on Mandarb.
That's a good
fair
one.
enough.
And she looks like regular size on that horse.
Yeah.
So one of the things I want to point out in this clip here from the trailer is the setting as well. So if you look at the lighting, the fog, they have these like plinths or stalagmites of stone coming up out of the ground in the background here. They could be ruins too. I don't know. But just pay attention to the lighting, the fog, these weird stone things jetting up out of the ground, because there's going to be a lot of cutting back and forth between the trailer, the New York City Comic Con teaser reel, and the behind the scenes clips that we got that I put together. That just, they make sense because the lighting and the content of what was going on in the scene to me made sense. So you could tell me how off I was. All right. So we have Moraine on a not Aldib, not Mandarb horse.
Just some rando horse. Just a rando horse.
Also, her hair looks like it's in a bun, maybe? Like,
no, I think it's just because
Bouncing.
if you go back one, if you can see that it's like
it looks
out.
like it's down. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just down.
It's just her spinning her head quickly, maybe?
Mhm,
Yeah.
Okay. So then she turns back around. We're riding. Then we have.
I'm not
more-
allowed to start any more hair controversy. I've already done that this week. So
I'm team hair, by the way.
yes, I knew you were a good egg.
Yes, I'm team hair. We'll talk about that in a minute. I have pictures. I spent about 25 minutes last night looking at that. There's whoever thinks it's a hood is just silly and pretending. So again, this scene with her yelling at Lan, the lighting and her hair very similar to these other scenes here. Not this one specifically, but the lighting in the horse riding scene here, and then her marching out the door, also very similar. The reason I put the land clip in the beginning with the forest is because this looks like a forest. So I thought maybe because the field of grain was a field of grain. But anyway, so then this is where we start to really diverge from the trailer. So this is from the New York City Comic Con teaser that we got. Maureen leaning up against a rock. And you could kind of see in the background here, like dirt ground, more rocks. The lighting is very similar. There's a bit of fog. So it really does look like that other scene.
Yeah, she's got a knife.
Yep. Then we have our little friendly Murdrell.
Murdrell.
Oh my God. Those teeth though. Like there's a Doctor Who monster that this kind of reminds me of a little bit. I don't remember what. Oh, no. You know what this reminds me of? The vampires from Supernatural.
Yes.
Yeah, the teeth specifically. Anyway, so then this is from the behind the scenes clip. This is literally like, oh, sorry. I keep losing it because it's like 2 frames. So that looks like Aldeed maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so is that Maureen falling off the horse because it got spooked?
It's possible.
So this behind the scenes clip thing came out almost a year before the New York City Comic Con teaser came out. So it could these shots could be vast, they could have been cut. They could have reshot the scenes with a different colored horse, and maybe Aldeed isn't in it anymore. Really, Arosa? God, I'm so disappointed in you.
So is our Empress. So at the end of the day, we all just have to promise to love each other.
I think I think you can see her hair, but some of that is a dark blue hood. But
okay, you're gonna have to tell me what's going on because I don't know this.
All right, hold on. All right, I got to get it now. All right, let's see.
When did this happen?
Ironically, apparently, while we were discussing it on Wheel and Chill, it was also spontaneously being discussed on Taka and Riyadh. Because I know a married couple who one half of the couple was in one chat, one half of the couple was in the other chat, and then we went out to dinner and we started comparing notes. It was pretty hilarious.
Okay, yeah, please show me what we're talking about.
So we're talking about there's from the trailer, the new trailer that was just released. There is the scene with hold on, let me pause this so it's not playing in my ear while I'm trying to talk to y'all. All right, so and then I'll share it so we can actually look at it. We don't need the pictures anymore. I wasn't planning on talking about the hair controversy, but we have to now. Okay. So
ironically has nothing to do with Nynaeve or Lan.
No.
All right. So let me scroll to what we're talking about, which is there's a couple of scenes with them in it. There we go. Okay. So there's a whole group of people that think she's wearing a hood in this scene. Which is silly because that's obviously hair.
Okay. I mean, we'll have to see. But the difference of color. Hold on.
Right
under Rand's chin.
I'm going to Google it so I can see a little bit closer.
Yeah, but if you look
here,
right under Rand's...
I'll get you a picture.
Right under Rand's chin, it's so much darker.
And then we'll share this screen.
Tom, how many screens do you have?
I got like 12 screens. No, I got 3, but I'm sharing different windows. All right. So, all right. Now I could zoom in.
So some folks think that she's wearing a very sheer hood over her hair.
Come on, sheer hood. I'll shear your hood. There we go. That's obviously hair.
Oh
Look.
yeah, that looks like hair.
All right.
Obviously hair.
But
I
don't
think
like
that
that.
her hair is so dyed so darkly black
Yeah,
that
I
it
don't
does
like
almost have that blue
The blue
sheen.
tinge, yeah.
But it's real. I know somebody who dyes her hair black, and when she's freshly had it done, sometimes it looks almost blue, especially when the person is wearing blue.
I just
Yeah. Well, not only that, but she's using Mask of Mirrors to make her appearance as pleasing as possible. So her hair's going to be perfect.
Yeah. Here's another scene. Oh,
no,
oops,
I
sorry.
had no
Yeah.
opinions about this scene.
But like, whoa, why did I draw?
What's happening?
Can I move? Why can't I? What the fuck is going on? There we go. Like you could see the part in her hair.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely hair.
It looks like hair.
All
Sorry, I'm like leaning back and forth trying to get a better view.
Yeah. All right. Let's go back to the Rand thing now. I mean the land
So
thing.
what
All
we
right.
were actually talking
Yeah.
about.
Right.
Yeah,
At the
yeah.
end of the day, this should not divide the family, right?
Oh,
Like
yeah,
we should
yeah.
all.
No, it absolutely should. It absolutely should.
No.
We should. I want to see. Thanks. Thank you. I want to see ribbons at conventions, team hair, team hood. I want cosplays of people in weirdo hoods that they think this is. All right. So yeah, all right. We looked at this. This is so we got Moiraine holding a knife. So do we think she's still shielded here?
Yeah, she's got a knife,
Mhm.
definitely.
I would think.
I mean, she would if she was up against a Murdrell, she would just be like,
Fireball.
and, yeah.
Yeah.
Or tear it in half like she did to those Trollocs in episode 1. Oh my god, sorry. when that happened, I don't remember. I made a sound and I can't replicate it right now, but it was like joy and fear and elation all at the same time. I don't know. But yeah, that was when Moiraine ripped the Trollocs into pieces with air, because oh my god. Anyway, Murdrell giving a little shout, and then we have somebody falling off a horse here.
Mm-hmm.
But that looks like the scene again. We have these weird rocks. It's a forest.
Yeah, the fog.
This is behind the scenes. Why we could see, obviously, we could see the fucking camera and all that shit.
Mhm.
But we have try to take a mental picture of this hooded figure here, because we're going to see a bunch of them in a second.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe Moiraine falling off Aldib. The hair doesn't look black on the horse. It looks
But
blonde,
wait,
like Aldib.
is that a braid
It kind of does look like a braid, but
on the person that's falling?
but I think that
those are feet. Those are feet. They're going end over end.
Oh
Look,
Lord, that is a terrible.
The head is down near the bottom. Like that is the horse's tail for a second, but you'll see in a second. Those are their legs.
Oh, that
You
is
can see-
awful.
oh,
Oh God.
okay, yeah, I can see that. So it is their legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are-
Weird.
Yeah, it's just like this is literally like 4 or 5 frames, so there's no clear image that I could get of this.
Mhm.
This is the clearest I can make that I was able to make this, and I actually had to slow this down because it's literally like 3 or 4 frames
Mm.
at most, and I slowed this down and stretched it a little bit so that we could see it a little bit more.
Okay.
But yeah, no, that's definitely, you could see their hands too coming down.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely someone going head over heels.
Yep.
All right. So then the next scene is Lan's little kickflip with his dual swords, and then again, weird rocks
Those rocks, yeah.
coming out of the ground. We get our cloaked figures again
Mm-hmm.
that look exactly like that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, there he is. Like you can even, he's almost in the same position, like standing as that one, this guy right here. So then he does his little flip, kicks the Murdrell in the face because Lan is a gangster. And then we're back to the behind the scenes again with our hooded figure marching again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this
Similar
gotta be
lighting.
Murdrell. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Similar lighting. Weird rocks again. We're about to get to that, Arosa. I do, and I have a weird take on it. So we'll get to that in a second. All right. So Myrtle, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Taking a walk.
Mhm.
And then we get a little action of a stabby Myrtle. I shoved that here because I don't know where it is. This is from the New York City Comic Con.
I mean, it's
thing.
still got the same rock formations.
Yeah, that's why, and the same lighting. Even like, look at the hit. Like, there's a hill back there where it's like a rise,
Mm-hmm.
and it's also here. Like you can see on the top right of the screen, that is like a hill. You could see kind of green on the top there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that might just be this from a different angle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like he's walking. That's why I put it here. It looks like he's walking over, and then like when he gets to his little march, he does that.
Mm-hmm.
So then the next scene is the flaming sword. So tell me if I'm crazy here.
You're crazy.
All right. Well, extra crazy. So if you look under, so the Myrtle's kind of like that. So if you look under his right arm, which is behind the fire sword here, you're going to see wisps of red weaves, maybe?
I don't know if that is weaves or just the effect of the fire and the camera, like the movement of it. Almost like an after image. But that is what weaves look like.
But here, look, watch, coming around the Myrtle right here. See it? It's like...
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, but fires do that. Like, they have like these little... I mean, especially if you're bringing them around.
Trails,
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So, what do we think this is? What do you guys think?
I mean, it's the fire sword.
Because Jessica and I are in agreement on who we think this is.
Oh, you mean who's actually doing it? I think I like you and Jessica's theory.
Okay.
So.
Which is what?
Go ahead, Jessica.
So I have attributed all this to Team Cottage, which is to say that Moiraine has gone to a cottage, whether it's Varen's, Adelais's, Fandine's, whatever, and the Madral attack as opposed to a Drakkar attack. And this is likely Thomas, who is killing the Madral, and the appropriate sister that's with him has woven his sword into a sword of fire. But I will say that Noman Garden's take in the chat is a really cool runner-up for a theory on what this fire sword is.
Fire sword is a flicker of Rand, the one who joined the... okay, so this is like old Rand.
Yes. So that's probably my favorite other take I've heard on this. I try not to talk about Flicker because I don't want to be disappointed.
Yeah.
Though I do think we're getting it, to be honest. But
I think we're going to get some version.
Yeah.
I think we'll get something will get alluded to, but I just am trying to manage my expectations.
So the only reason I don't think this is a flicker is because of this next scene, which this is from one of the behind the scenes clips.
Right.
This is, again, Team Cottage here. I think this is a similar bit to, I think all of these scenes here are in the same spot. Like, I think we're here is, maybe not this one, but this is, one day of Moiraine showing up to either Adelaide, Fandine, Varen, any combination thereof, their house, and then later that day, the next day, a week later, however long they're there, some sequence of events happens that Myrtle's attack. And then Moiraine goes outside because she thinks she's, all that without her powers.
Well,
well, listen, she gets in a little bit of trouble here. She looks like she's a little scared right here.
Yes, but
a little worried Rosamund Pike.
In the books, though, she goes outside because her and Lan have had the conversation about her passing his bond, right? Exactly. So that she goes out to get some air, and then Lan and I can't remember the name now, but they come in and save her because she's about to get the kiss.
Yeah.
So that all tracks. That this is their version of that.
But yeah, so that's the only reason why this shot is the only thing that gives me I don't think it's the Rand. I really like this Rand idea. but
do
this
too.
is this makes me think it's not this scene here.
Well, if you go back, like that is the same dude that's behind that murder all. Like it's the same hair and everything.
Us too, you woolhead.
Yeah.
Us too. I just like saying
Yeah,
that. Sorry.
I mean, the only time we ever see the Sword of Flames is when Rand does it, but I really think it would be a cool thing to add into the show. Just
Yeah,
that
why not?
extra
Like-
little bit of visual, channeling, but also just making Aes Sedai a little bit more badass.
Yeah. Oh, this is a cool clip too. Do I have this clip? Hold on. I like the way the Myrgle's face is illuminated here. I want to see if I have a still of this. If not, I'll just take it real quick because I really like the way that looks. I made a whole. I have a spreadsheet. I have different files for our things. I don't. Let me take a quick still of that, and then maybe we could zoom in on it. You know what? Never mind. We don't have to go crazy with that. Yeah, I love this this bit with the Sword of Fire. I really like Nomengarden's thing, but I'm still gonna. We're not talking about Game of Thrones. I'm gonna lean in on Thomas and Varen, and this is Varen helping him kill these Myrgle. We know there's two because. Right.
Also, spoilers, Varen could totally do that.
It's true. Like here's like I think proof that there's two Myrgel because we have one behind, one in front, land fighting, two swords. Pretty excited. Excited. This makes me very excited. And then again, the weird rock formations, the same lighting as the rest of it.
Yeah, I'm with you, Tom. That's all in the same place, and I do think it's at the cottage.
Yeah, that makes
because
sense.
it looks like it's a remote enough location, right? Because they were like up above there was a village nearby, but they were not in the village.
No, they were outside. Yeah, they were like
outside.
They were the old. I was going to say spinsters that like lived outside the village, but I learned recently that a spinster is specifically reserved for women that are between the ages of 23 and 26, and I think these are called like. Daggers of the evening or something like that, or it's like it was like they have weird names.
Horrible.
Yes, they are. They have really interesting names though for women that aren't married. Like
spinster at 26.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I feel like everyone should be a spinster at 26.
Exactly.
You're just getting your groove on.
Exactly.
I'm saying. But like, I could totally see at like Varen being like, the lady that lives outside of town. Everyone's like, oh, that's the witch that lives outside of town. Don't go near her house. Like,
no, totally hitting her up for spells though. When you need a love spell and you're trying
love
to
potion, absolutely.
Like, let me go see this witch up here.
She's a bog witch if I've ever seen one.
Yes,
I love her so much. All right. Yeah. So that is Lan. Nynaeve, the accepted test. Anyone in chat, if there's anything else that you want us to cover on Lan, Nynaeve, the accepted test from any in season 2, let us know, and we will chat about it real quick before we hop off. But Jessica, is there anything that you're doing in the recent future that you want to give some shameless plugging for?
No, I mean, I do have some projects in the works, but nothing to be announced yet.
Projects in the works is fun, though.
Projects is in the works. Hopefully other people will think it's fun, too. I think it's fun, so.
Definitely. So you also are on staff at WatCon.
Yes.
And I was there for like a total of 19 hours, which was a lot of fun. For those who don't know, I had COVID and I left because I didn't want to get anyone sick. I thought I might have COVID. I sent someone else to get me a test. They got me one. It came back positive. Actually, I took 2 and they both came back positive. So I was like, all right, I'm out. But I had a ton of fun. The whatever it was, like 20 hours I was there.
Yeah.
I wrapped up my evening singing Irish drinking songs in the lobby at the top of our lungs with the Black Tower podcast. And Leah, the roof mistress from threefold talk. So,
Cute.
ton of fun.
And so, as an in-person member, as an in-person attendee, you do have access to the virtual recordings and things like that. If you didn't already know, and I guess I'll just go on record and say, I do believe virtual passes are still available. So if folks would like to take advantage of seeing those recordings, that is an option for you. Feel free to check out WalkCon.com. But I can't wait to come back to JordanCon. That is on the agenda to try and do both again next year. I've had such a lovely time. And I think that you guys have another staff opening, right?
There's two, right? Yeah, I know the anthology. So like the person,
and HR is the other one.
HR, the director of HR. So, but those are actually two professional positions. I don't know what you want to call. So like the requirements for the HR position are actually a background in HR.
Yeah.
And then the requirements for the anthology, because it's the director of the anthology, not like one of the assistants or anything, it requires a background in publishing or editing.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, is two of the requirements. But there's always other volunteer positions open, and I think there are some second, like every position has a director and then like a deputy, like
manager.
The manager. So it's like the number two, in case I get hit by a bus person.
Yes.
So I think there's a couple of those that are available as well, but I might be wrong.
Go
ahead.
I was just gonna say, most importantly, Avi will be at JordanCon next year. It will be her first one.
Oh my gosh, that's adorable.
We have verified she does not. Well, there is a dance competition that weekend, but it's optional. So I told her, it's like, all right, we're doing it.
Yay! That's exciting.
It will be your first JordanCon. It'll never be the same.
So I watched one of the part of one of the panels that weekend. I was actually I'm better now. Mostly I'm just like tired. Like I'm sleeping for like 12 hours where I usually only sleep for like 5. But that weekend I was really sick, but I did watch a little bit of the Old Tongue panel specifically because I reached out to Alan Romanchik, who kind of helped made up the Old Tongue. I don't want to say he created it entirely because it's largely Robert Jordan, but Alan really
he's the expert.
Yeah, he's a language expert. He fleshed it out. He really turned it into a full language. So he's always the one that we go to when we need anything translated. So I reached out to him. I was like, is there anything like you can like translate for us, like a joke or some curse words or something? Because if you know Alan,
because
that's
we're 12.
Right.
We're 12 and he's 12.
Yeah, if you know Alan, that's right in his wheelhouse. Trust me. But anyway, so he sent me a joke that I want to read to you guys right now, and I'll post it. I'll post the Old Tongue of it in the chat as well, so you can see it. Where is it? There it is. So it's coming into the chat right now. All right, so it's Rand E. Perrin, Sati Vaden Kandin, Matt Moro Jalu. Any guesses?
If this is
Matt and Karen go into a bar, and
Matt's there.
It's not a joke though. Matt and Karen. What does Matt do?
Oh, I mean, whatever he wants.
You almost got it.
Rand and Perrin walk into a bar. Matt's already there.
That's a good guess. He sent us a dad joke in the Old Tongue. Rand and Perrin walk into a bar. Matt ducks. But he also translated one other thing for me. I specifically asked. I specifically asked for this one. So here we go.
Oh my goodness, I'm so scared.
Oh, you should be. So this is a scene from season 1 of yes, Snowman Garden. This is a scene from season 1. So we'll see if anyone can get this one. So Jalu Moro Tia Shust.
Jalu is in the other one too. Matt ducks. So ducking.
Remember, words in the Old Tongue can have more than one meaning, but always usually means similar things.
They're just in different orders. Jalu Moro instead of Moro Jalu.
So this is a scene between two characters in season 1, and in English or common or however you want to view it, this is one word. It's a very famous scene from season 1.
Season 1?
One word.
It can't be Woolhead because no.
Two characters.
There you go. Noman Garden got it. I guarantee you that's what it is.
It didn't pop up in my thing yet.
Oh, I don't see
On
it
your
either.
knees.
Oh, there it is.
On
Yeah.
your knees. Yeah.
So it was. But in Old Tongue, it translates directly to go down to knee.
That sounds so much better. I like that.
Yeah. So yeah, Alan was very happy to do that for us. He loves translating for us. Any question with the Old Tongue too, if you ask Maria, she'll be like, ask Alan every single time, because Alan is the genius with the Old Tongue. For shameless promotions, next week we'll be doing this again. We're going to dive into all things Forsaken. With a little sprinkling, a little Salt Bay sprinkling of Shanshin also stuff from the trailer stuff with my felt brothers from another mother, the Leaf Cast, Ryan and brother Dan of the Leaf Cast. They will be joining us and we'll talk about the Forsaken, specifically the two Forsaken that we see, or at least we think the Dark One, Ishamael, and Lanfear, and then maybe some that we don't see, and some stuff with the Shanshin. But I also want to announce that I did kind of softly announce it on Sunday, and I want to tell everybody that's here, just in case we have some new people. At the end of August, so the week prior to the release of the show, so the show technically will be released August 31st, September 1st. So August 31st is a Thursday, September 1st is a Friday. For US folks, it's going to come out on that Thursday. So the week before, the weekend before, it's either going to be Saturday or Sunday. Watch Dragon Mount social media for the announcement. We're still deciding because it's going to be like a 10+ hour stream.
Oh, we're doing a marathon.
We're going to do a marathon of season 1. We're going to do a marathon watch of season 1. If we're going to do it on Twitch, so we can actually have the show playing on screen while we're doing it. And that's probably where we're going to be giving away a couple of books, maybe a couple of graphic novels, maybe some fun. Where are my fun pins that I have? Oh yeah, here we go. Maybe some fun. I have a bunch of fun pins from Brandon Anderson.
Doom Slug.
Yeah, we have some Doom Slugs. We got some symbol, the surge binding symbols from Way of Kings. We got a lot of fun stuff to give away. We're going to give away during that 9+ hour stream that we're going to be doing. During that stream, also, we're going to have a bunch of people popping in, popping out. Jessica, you're more than welcome if you want to pop in. You don't have to stay for the whole thing. If there's a specific episode or a specific scene you want to come in on, let us know.
Love it.
And I already confirmed a couple of surprises. We'll see when we get to it. And that's pretty much all I got. Anyone else? No? Good? Yeah. So watch for next week. We're going to be talking about, like I said, the Forsaken with some Sanchin. And then we're going to keep doing that for the rewatches, just talking about season 2, the trailer, all the little bits that we've seen. And I think that's all I got for you guys tonight. I absolutely love everybody. Thank you for joining us. Ebony, Maureen, Jessica, Noman Garden, Arosa, everybody.
Yes.
I had a ton of fun, and I will see y'all next time.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for having me. Bye, guys.